Hello, everybody.
What?
Hello,
Hello.
everybody. How are you guys doing? I'm so excited to have you all on the call. Welkom allemaal. Ansa, Susie, Helena, Tanya, Susie. Nog 'n Helena, baie welkom. Elise, is this regtig exciting om
Hi.
jou weer te hê. Ek gaan net 'n minuut gee en dan gaan ek begin screen share. Ek gaan nie baie van julle tyd vat nie. So ja, ek's opgewonde om hierdie met julle te deel. So gee my net 'n minuut dat ons net kyk wie kom nog op. En dan gaan ons voort. Okay.
Ja.
Okay, great. Baie dankie vir almal wat hier op die call is vanaand. Ek is super opgewonde. Ek gaan so 'n bietjie sommer net ek weet nie hoeveel van julle is Engels en hoeveel is Afrikaans. Ehm maar kom ek doen dit maar in Engels en dan ek glo julle almal verstaan Engels vir as daar iemand is wat nou nie Engels verstaan nie. So ja, baie welkom almal. Thank you for being on the call tonight. I'm just going to share my screen. We just got 40 minutes, and in that 40 minutes, I hope to share, some information with you. And maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you. But I want to just encourage you to listen with an open heart. This company really have changed my life. 5 years, 6 years ago, almost 6 years ago. And I started on this journey by really being an introvert, not knowing people. I started this journey not, being able to sell things or never ever been in an online business before. And I got to this amazing opportunity with Heike Berg. I don't know if you know, all of you know Heike Berg, Heike and Jonathan Berg. They are my enrollers. And yeah, so just in short, we were in the pandemic. We had two plastic warehouses, small warehouses in the towns, like Westpac, but just the smaller ones. And we were like doing business, and then the pandemic hit, and we actually lost both our businesses with the pandemic because we were a plastic business. And those times, people were retrenched, people lost their works, and people just had money for food. Hey, and yeah, we were unfortunate, but also fortunate because I was like really trusting the Lord and asking the Lord, but Lord, everyone speaks about money working for you. And I thought for myself, oh my goodness, I don't think, how could something, like this work? And I remember how I met Heike and really seeing as a very humble guy. He, during the pandemic, my husband got sick at that stage, heart failure for a few years, but he was so sick we couldn't take him to the hospital because anyone who went to the hospital in those times, didn't get out of the hospital. So, but we thought we were losing him. And in that time, Heike said to me, but Nolene, why don't you just give him some of this products? It's 100% food. And he started speaking to me about, this food that can heal our bodies. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've never heard of something like that. But I was a firm believer that when we do, that God gave our bodies the ability to heal itself. And so I was all ears and I said, okay. And he told me, you know what, you've got a 90-day money back guarantee. So please, use the products. And if you're not happy, no questions asked. You can give it back and get your money back. So I tried the products, and My husband at that time, he now is passed away, but he had at least 5 years of quality life after starting to use the products, you know. But at that time, he couldn't move from one room to another room. He was permanently on oxygen. And within 3 weeks, we could cancel, you know, the oxygen. And he was walking around on the farm. And that got me curious because I've been always a person who wanted to help other people. My heart was for other people. I just didn't know how this will work. And this is what I want to share with you today because to this day, I'm receiving a passive income by just helping people. And when we look at a business like that, people are tending to think that, you know, you need to sell a whole lot of products, you need to, and this is nothing like that. Yes, there's products involved, but it is absolutely not the traditional business. And it's really a business that works for you. And afterwards, nobody's asking you to buy anything, nobody's asking you to join anything, but afterwards, we can sit and have a coffee, get into more detail, explaining how it works. And yeah, so let me share my presentation. Sorry, I just need to quickly get it open. Sorry, guys. I just want to do it properly. It's always a challenge. Okay, seems like it is like that. Okay, let's go. Can all of you see my screen?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want.
Good news.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, if somebody invites you to a meeting like this, opportunity meeting, why I want to ask you the question, why would you look at something like this? So first of all, maybe there's a few options why people join a company or do something extra. And first of all, this is part-time. It won't, you know, won't interfere with your work. You would like maybe an extra income, or maybe you would like some time freedom. There's a lot of people that is bound in the rat race, don't have their own time, don't have time to spend with their children, don't have time to attend events that's really important in life. Or maybe you would like to, you know, go on pension, but not worry about, you know, living the dream but not worrying about the finances. Maybe you would just like some personal development, growing into, you know, a better leader or, you know, become a better version of yourself. And that's what happened to me. I couldn't speak to people. Today I'm speaking to people, and that in itself is a miracle. But this is where you know, this is the platform that God used to help me to grow into, you know, into the skill. Maybe you would like to leave a legacy. There's a lot of people that when they die today, there's not something that they can leave behind or millions that they can leave behind. But with this company, there's absolutely something that you can pass on to your family when you are not there anymore. Maybe you would like to start your own business. Maybe you would just like to get in control of your finances. Or maybe you would like to travel the world. You want to go on vacations and it's just not possible for you. So, why? What will happen if you most of the time? Um, I want you to think of what would happen if you could not get one of those. You know, if one of those doesn't that you chose could not happen in your life. What how would you feel? Because I want to ask you today, there's a lot of people that see opportunities, but they don't do it because of lack of money, because of confidence. They don't believe in themselves. Maybe you don't have any time. Maybe you're stuck. Maybe you don't have the support of family and friends around you. And I want to ask you, what would you do if you weren't afraid? What would you do if money and time was not an option? How would your morning look when you would wake up tomorrow morning? And I want to just bring us back to some stats, and that is that the traditional work plan, the traditional job that we do, we were taught that you do 40 years of work from 2025 to 60, 65. You work 40 hours a week. You retire on 40% less of your income if you plan well and if you are lucky. But in that 40 years, the stats is that you get 480 paychecks. 160 of those 480 paychecks goes to the taxman. And then that 3 weeks a year that you get annual leave, it's 2 years annual leave over the period of 40 years. And guys, I don't know about you, but that's not living the life. Really, that's not, I don't think that that is what we were made and purpose for. So we've got two options. We can shrink our dreams. We can just live from paycheck to paycheck for the rest of our lives. Or we can look at opportunities and, expand our income without having to take 4 or 5 jobs. There's a lot of people, a lot of parents that have to do 3 or 4 things to hustle, to make things work in their life. And then I want to show you the quadrant, the SP quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki. I don't know if some of you have heard about it, but in his book, The Cash Flow Quadrant, he speaks about this. He's also the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it's really crazy that we don't get taught this in school, But yeah, we've got the opportunity to listen to it now. So basically, you've got the employee quadrant. This is where you work for a boss. And some of us maybe are in 2 of these quadrants at the same time. You work for a boss, and your boss determines your income. He determines what you are worth every month. You cannot go to your boss and say, listen, I want this amount extra every month to make ends meet. You see your children occasionally. And then you've got your self-employed quadrant, and that's where you now move over into, having your own business. But that in itself, I worked for a boss for a very long time. The nannies, the nannies looked after my children, and I missed out a lot of their lives. And then I went over to the self-employment quadrant, and that was a glorified cash flow because all the money, it was like a bottomless pit. You had staff, you had problems, you had more time spending because now you're working for yourself. And most people, so you have a job or you own a job. And on the E and the S quadrant, there's 90% of people that struggle with 10% of the money in the world. That is the stats, okay? But on the business owner quadrant and the investor quadrant, this is where money works for you. And this is where you have a system-driven business and a business that works for you. And from, your business, also the investing, we learn in this company that we start investing out of the overflow. And this is where the real money lies. And 10% of people enjoy 90% of the world's money. And now you're going to ask me about how it's unfair. Maybe somebody has inherited a lot of money. No, it's absolutely to do with making the choice to be a business owner, to be part of a system-driven business where money works for you, coming out of the E and the S quadrant into the business owner quadrant and the investor quadrant. But also, you can do it while you are in that quadrant. So when you are looking at companies, you are not going to open a DVD shop. A DVD shop is not going to give you money. You're going to get broke with a DVD shop. It's not trending currently, okay? But when you are looking at businesses, we are looking like trending factors like health and wellness. That is currently $1 trillion business. We've got an aging population. We have people that look at natural things rather than doing the pharmaceutical, and trying to stay out of the doctor's offices, rather trying some healthy stuff. And then also you've got a direct selling quadrant that's trending. And this is where we learned about, in COVID, Checker 6060, ASAP from Pick n Pay. Before 2020, we were skeptic to use, direct selling, to use online businesses. But now it is really 90% of people operate part-time. And then you've got the social entrepreneurship where, like Tom Shoes, every time you buy a pair of shoes, they will give a pair of shoes to the children that don't have shoes. And Manatech, this is our company, welcome to Manatech, is in the middle of these three opportunities trending currently. And it's really a massive opportunity. So let me tell you a little bit more. So our business started in 1994. It was founded. We are publicly listed with Nasdaq, and with the ticket MTEX. If you know Nasdaq, it is very transparent. It gets audited 4 times a year. So we operate with companies like Google and Apple and all those companies. We are currently operating in 49 countries. So if you do have an online shop with us, you can do business with 49 countries in like 2 minutes. We have 19 published studies. We've got 12 randomized blood placebo studies, and this is basically what happens in the blood. It's not about how you feel or the outsides. It's really about what happened in the blood. They used the product, what happened in the blood, and what was the outcome. And also lots of research and development money that goes into there. What I want to say, and 130 patents. So patents is we have the product, nobody else can do the product. And lots of other companies would do patents on their product, on their stickers, on the containers, but we've got patents on the actual product. Nobody can do what we do. And then with research and development, I just want to say that most of the products that we do get, the food-based products and the nutritional products that we do get in the pharmacies, those products are not going through science. So the standard maybe isn't always the same. They can say they put it in there, but nutrition don't need science. But we are the science company. We make sure that everything that's in there, we can back it with science. And then also, we are the innovators of glyconutrition technology, and we've got a 90-day money-back guarantee. We've got a wide range of products that has helped a lot of people. So a little bit more, why would we choose Manatech and health? So just, when you're 10, what's health? When you're 20, who cares? I'm looking at my life calling. At 30, and maybe you can, relate with this. I need financial security first. And then, it means I have to work 12 hours a day. My kids come first. I'm a busy mom. No time for me, for myself. And at 40, yes, I kind of get it. I am getting older and I need to start about thinking of getting something, but there is so much out there. What will I try? So at 50, can you help me? I can feel the changes in my body and my hormones is going crazy, but it seems like everyone has the same issues. So at 60, it's never too late to get healthy. So what is this technology about? And this is the exciting part. So in your body, you've got loads, 37 trillion. I don't know to counted them, but you've got 37 trillion more or less cells in your body. And if you place them next to one another, it can go around the earth 19 times. So many cells do you have in your body. Your entire being is made out of cells, and these cells are communicating the whole time. There you can see these like two tennis balls with electricity. That is how a cell looks from, close by. And there's a communication happening all the time. And it's saying, nourish me, repair me, destroy me. If there's alien cells like cancer cells, anything that comes in that's not for the body. Destroy me, protect me, regulate me. And that's the communication that happens the whole time. So on the cell surface, there's that antennas, and on it is little balls that's called glycans. Now, your body cannot produce glycans, and glycans is what makes the cells communicate, and it helps with, with your cells, brain functions, digestive something. Everything in your body is made out of cells. So it's absolutely non-negotiable to look after yourselves. Okay, so science have found that we need 8 glycans, the 8 essential plant sugars, and these glycans, that is what we need to put into our bodies for proper cell communication. Okay. But our cells don't communicate anymore. It is like, because we don't get that anymore. We only get 2 of them in our modern diet, and this is everywhere in the world. The most that we get is glucose and galactose, but our diets lack the other 6 because of the farming practices. It has become a money market. They early harvest, they put the produce in gas chambers. I mean, your apples is last year's apples. They go through gas chambers. We think it's fresh. We think it's now. Your avos is 3 years back. Avos. It's a huge money-making activity, and all the nutrition is not involved in the processes anymore because of how they put these things that they what that hulle spuit dit op. Okay. But in any case, and then the way that we process food, the cooking methods, we do a lot of takeaways, our food selections, and that's why we don't get in that nutrition, that glycans anymore. And then our bodies are like, when you are sending maybe you're sending a message with your cell phone to another person, a WhatsApp, but you don't have the proper alphabet to use. So now what happens is that message gets to the other person, but it is interrupted. It is just part of the message. It's not the proper message that you wanted to get there. And that is what happens in our body. So later, a few years later, we think we live healthy. We think that we eat correct. We think that we are doing our exercises, everything, we are okay. But then you come to the doctor, and the doctor says, but this is what's happening. You've got this or that. And then we ask why. And this is why, because we don't get in all the glycans that we need for cell-to-cell communication. So our product that we have, our flagship product, is Ambritose. This have the 8 plant sugars in, all 8 of them, and it cannot be destroyed with heat or with cold. And that's what happens with other nutritions, is that heat and cold can destroy it, but not with our product. All the studies are made on Ambritose, and we have a lot of people that battle great diseases that uses this product, but we also have a lot of people that is healthy that is using this product. So, put on the seatbelt before you get into the accident. And this is great for brain health, immune function. All the studies are made on the gut and digestive health as well. So ambertose is in all our products. So going over to the next, I'm just going to do a few. Going over in the next product, this is Catalyst. Catalyst is your multivitamin. It's got ambertose in, but instead of using vitamin A, vitamin B, zinc, and all those things, this has 30 in one minerals and vitamins. And if you don't want that afternoon slump anymore, this is the energy production. This is the one that gives you the energy and also cell production. But it's an amazing product. Then we've got Ambertose AO. This is your antioxidant that we use. We've got a lifestyle where people smoke, drink, use processed foods, pharmaceuticals, and over 75,000 man-made chemicals that cause diseases, inflammation in the body. We live on a toxic planet, and even our continuous stress that we have through work and everyday life. And this is the product that combats it. And for the ladies, if you want nice skin and want to anti-age from the inside, this is your product. Then we've got Plus. This product is 30 years already on the market. If you want, this is for your endocrine system. If you want your body to, all your, glands and hormones to be in balance at one time, this is your product. For the men with their prostate, women with your endocrine system. And then there's a lot of people that couldn't get pregnant, that got pregnant on this product. There's a lot of teenagers with acne skin and, bad skin and hair conditions. And this is a product that helps them. So everything, this product helps with hormones. Okay. I would walk into one lady in Oudtshoorn. I would walk in and she had hot flashes. She was doing my nails and I said, what's happening? She says, no, I've got hot flashes. And I said, okay, here's some. And I gave her like 6 of these, Plus pills. And by the next day, she ordered. She said, I don't know what's in there, but this product has saved my life. So it really makes a quick difference, in our hormones. All is plant-based. There's no pharmaceutical in here. Everything is 100% food. Omega-3 with its vitamin D. We are deficient on vitamin on the vitamin D. That's because we work in places, offices, and we don't get a lot of sunlight, and that's what vitamin 3 is. And then also, our ratio should be 1:1, omega-6 and 3, but it's 30:1 because most of the things that we get in is grain fed. And grain fed is your omega-6. So even if you use another omega-3, normally they would, the anchovies that they use will be farmed, but they will be grain fed in the farms. And that is omega-6 and not 3. This is an amazing product for students, amazing for brain health if you're working a lot with your brain, want to focus, but also for eye health. There's a lot of people using this product that their eyes have bettered. Like this one child couldn't get out of bed without putting on her glasses, and she's not even using her glasses anymore. So that's just the testimonies that comes through. Brain health, inflammation. This product is just amazing. Really worth it to try. Also, our omega-3 is graded the purest in the world. So we've got that to back us. Then GI Pro Balance, that is your good gut bacteria. As you all know, that 70%, the meeting is ending soon in 10 minutes, and then we can just communicate on WhatsApp after that. The business plan can be explained afterwards, but this was just to give you an idea of what we do. So yeah, and this product is like little sachets. And the little sachets has got yogurt flavor. The kids are just amazing. They love it. Babies love it. And it really changes people's lives because your brain function and your mood production, everything is in there. The transmitters like your dopamine, serotonin, all your happiness and joy lies in the gut. Okay, so every time you use a product and purchase a product, part of that goes to Mission 5 million, and we donate. And currently, we are feeding 26 to 27,000 children in South Africa. And we are very proud to be part of this mission. Okay, so why do I do Manatech? And I'm going to stop here so that we can just we can handle the compensation afterwards in a private meeting. I do it because it's part-time. I do it because it's online. It's got zero risk. If I want my money back, there's a 90-day money back guarantee, unlimited costs, income. You decide what you want to earn. It's a global business. Incentive holidays. I've been to Turkey, and no, it's not a work holiday. I went to Turkey, all expenses paid, and we had fun. We went to the castles, we went to the beaches, we went everywhere sightseeing, and it was just crazy exciting, all expenses paid. Turnkey business, you don't work with people's money, you actually just refer people to the company, and the orders are done by the company. You don't work with people's money, nothing. Everything is done for you. Teamwork, this is the best team family to be part of. And then also lots of resources and a great, we start dreaming again and we can plan for our retirement. So I'm just going to stop share. I think that's enough, just on the product side and everything. And yeah, if you would like to know more about the compensation, I will definitely share that with you. I will show you how I do it. And yeah, but for now, I think that's all. Is there somebody that would like to ask a question? Anyone? You're so welcome. Okay, you can unmute yourselves. Okay, Susie's asking the startup cost. So the startup cost for a year is 775 Rand. And I've thought this is crazy because how is it even possible? I couldn't start a business ever in my life for 775 Rand. And you get an online shop, you get a lot of resources. You've got servant leadership helping you, Heike, Geraldine, Brach and Sebastian, and myself. And it's really just referring people, using the product, be a product of the product. And we as people are natural problem solvers. If you battle with your hair, you're going to ask me or someone, what do you use for your hair? And what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you, listen, I'm using that product at Clicks. And then your friend is going to go to Clicks and your friend's going to buy it at Clicks. Okay. So that's how easy this business is. Okay? And even like this meeting tonight, you don't even have to speak to your own people. You can bring them to a meeting such as this. And we do the talking and we can help you to follow up and create a big business. Any other questions? Anyone? You're so welcome. Guys, thank you so, so much for your time. I really appreciate that you were on the call, that you came to listen to what I'm doing, to what Hetty and Ansa and Anton is doing. And I'm inviting you. We've got this meeting every Tuesday night if you would like to come and join in. Sometimes we'll have some testimonials and yeah. Thank you so much for listening in. You have a good evening. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.